Okay, so one of the best and finest touches you can add to a garment is this piping, and it's actually relatively easy to do once you grasp how it's done. And that's my job. I'm going to teach you how to do it so easily and effortlessly, and your garments will actually, whatever type of garment it is, it'll get that unique look of perfect piping. Right, okay, so one of the problems with these silky fabrics is they do leave off a lot of threads, and this is one of the reasons why if you're not going to use the piping sort of like straight away, I always advise people to do the double fold, because it doesn't have a very good life expectancy otherwise. So what you're doing is, right, that's what I'm doing. Right. Okay, so what I've done is I've attached the piping to the end of the fabric. So just a single fold, trap the piping inside, leave about a centimeter of space, and then what you're doing is you're turning that piping and you're placing the right side facing down and the unsalvaged edge towards the top side, and just tie it in first, just a little bit of a stitching, and then we're taking this and we're folding it over double like such, and we're going to be sewing on the double fold of the fabric, and leave just the piping visible with a centimeter of space. So what you have is, you've got this piping and you're sitting it flat on top of your right side of your fabric, folding this over, sitting it down, and then sewing close to the edge. So again, straighten it out, fold your fabric, hold it all in place, make sure that it's all evened out from the underside, and sometimes if you wanted, what you could do is use a normal foot or the normal side of the foot, and I'll explain that in a minute when we attach the piping down. If you're thinking that you're going to have a problem, obviously depends on your expertise. If you've been sewing for a long time and you're good with handling fabric, managing your machine's speed and so on, then it can be done effortlessly like this. But I will give you another option of how to get a very good result with, if you haven't got that much experience, we're going to still work on it and hopefully get you to this level. So this is quite wide, the edging on this is going to be quite wide. I've cut this like, I think about 3 inches. 2 inches is generally about fine. Don't have to do it overly wide. I'm going to attach this all the way down to... Now, this method, it can be used for if you're going to do piping on hemlines as well. You can use... I might just use this method to actually do the hemline on this dress. That's it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn that towards the inside, and only the piping is going to be shown. We can either do double seam or we can do single seam. So we're just going to get the scissor and chop this off. I'm going to go ahead and finish making this piping because I might just use the end of this on, even though I've done the sleeves, I actually want to, it seemed a little bit too dull and plain, so I might just end up adding I've got enough left for a nice finishing on a sleeve. Or a neck puppy. Okay, so I was going to show you how to make this. So I've already tied the lace in, and if you're fearing that you're gonna have problem, just stitch it on this side. I think it's gonna give you even a better result. Now we're gonna work it out and see how well this works. I do get the feeling that this is gonna work even better. And there's always room for improvement. So the one thing that I want you to bear in mind is none of us are fully experts, because you know, jobs like, well, anything in life, there's always room for improvement. And any person who thinks or boasts that I know it all, I promise you, is just talking rubbish, because nobody knows it all, only Allah knows it all. And I actually don't feel ashamed to admit that I'm continuously learning, whether it's in, you know, even if you're a teacher and you're continuously learning yourself, a good teacher then passes on her good self-taught lessons to others, or wherever she acquires or he acquires those lessons to others. So I really hope that I am fulfilling that requirement. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, as you can see, that has actually given us a little bit more of a thingy edge to work on. We're going to go on to the other side. So this time we're going to work from the opposite sides upwards. Again, we're facing the right side up. And again, we're placing this piping about a centimeter away from the edge of the right side. Just tuck it down a little bit just to get you going, and then fold it in, fold over, and start stitching. Okay, this is an improvement. I'm well chuffed. change our foot. Now generally the machine pushes the fabric as it goes down. So this is one of the reasons why, if you see my hand is slightly pushing the fabric back towards upwards, because where the machine is pushing down, I have to actually manually sort of place that so that it doesn't keep coming down and down. Otherwise what we're going to end up having is a misalignment on the fabric where it'll keep on pushing, and it's, you know, it's the job of the machine is to guide the fabric and to make sure that it's sitting in. And that's the finished edging, beautifully done. And all we have to do now is just give that a press and make sure to even them out before attaching the neck piece, because it may be that there's a slight bit of, we may have to take it out on both the sides, so make sure to match. Yeah, there's a little bit of a, so we know that a little bit of this is from the neck. Even that out from the neckline, and then place a pin in there. If there's any more, even this out from the other side too. So I'm just going to give this a press before applying the border.